that. It's hard to look beyond those retakes that were so well handled. They exploited so many issues. And I saw people confused why I highlighted it that you should not be able to lose a 2v5. Now, there are always exceptions to the rule. There are moments where you might have a Simple or a Nico hit shots that simply put kind of live within the margins of not being able to be traded. But in a
Right.
2v5, the prime word there was traded. You could instantly see EX6TENZ sacrificed himself to get that initial player down. That's that instant mentality of we just got to trade in. We have the numbers to do so. We
Right.
can't let them have one-to-one fights. And that's exactly what happened. They took one-to-one fights. Now, credit to the player to be able to, create those moments where he could have those one-to-one fights, but still to allow that to happen when you have the numbers, not good. And that's what stood out to me was the fact that these individuals on Draken's team were able to do that. Now, I want to see if there's maybe an Omen pick. There is. That makes me very, very happy to see. Omen's becoming the new flex pick, and I love that. I absolutely love it. Is this some sweaty lineup? That looks like that's the one way, isn't it, Boncar? Oh, we get to see an actual Cypher.
Nice.
Oh, it makes me so happy.
It makes me so sad. When you run up against one of these ciphers, it's the most frustrating thing. How are you supposed to take this camera out and safely move your way through the garage? The answer is you don't. So Bonker is going to run control over B side as we take a look at the rest of the mix. You got your Jet. I assume that's Draken, who's going to be playing B Heaven. Your Sage, that'll be Eccles playing the A ropes.
And okay, so let's take stock of where people are and how they're approaching this. I actually like Omen in mid, personally. At the moment, I think certainly viable elsewhere, but we'll see. That might be a pistol round approach. I'm glad to see it being toyed with. I saw it through the NA tournament and a little bit in EU now starting to be worked out. Again, I like the reactive smokes. Jet can fulfill that role, so I'm not too worried. And we have started to see a couple of changes on this map. You've seen people run Viper, for example. A couple of different agents are very, very viable. It can definitely work. So for now, on the attacking side, they're feeling it out. So they pushed up middle, drew some of the utility, took some of the smokes away from Jet, and now they're going to lean towards A. What they've done is draw away that utility. They just want to kind of, hinder that. Now, someone who has full utility right now, man on your screen, Ocelot, waiting patiently in this deep off angle, waiting for someone to come up towards, maybe towards rafters, up towards that kind of heaven side, and Omen's there on swing support by ropes.
Did they spot his shoulder? Ocelot hasn't heard anything officially. Now he does. Flash goes out, but they've already passed. And this is going to be a heavy A hit right away. Kill should be traded any moment, and it's Eccles who finds the first two headshots. Carlos will find Lucker in the back, so already 3 down. Cryptic's trying to hold on to this site, but that is going to leave just Pipson alone. And wow, Carlos coming in for a second kill in the round. Played that one so patient. The man clearly comes from a different genre than FPS because if it was me, I would be peeking. I would try to get at least one of those early kills. He played that one perfectly on the flank.
Absolutely. It just looks confidence. It looks like Draken's team are feeling it. Sometimes you have those games, right, where your shots just land. And technically you've done nothing different than the last game, but you're just feeling it. And it looks like you're getting a little bit of that here with some of the players over towards Draken's team, especially Carlos. Ocelot's been playing a great game, and again, the man was keen at the start. If you looked at any of the, I think it was like when me and Henry G were playing a lot, Sponge, a lot of the Counter-Strike guys, I mean, Ocelot was DMing everyone to get a mix. The man was grinding. He was grinding harder than half of the higher end players. So the guy is working, and it's good to see it kind of proving that he's been putting up some good work. Now, I actually like what Patitech is doing here. I like deeper smokes. It's going to force them out to clear their corners, cost them a bit of time. And why not try and do it? You have that better gun to play with, of course, so why not give it a go? Push that side back. The one downside on that is someone like EX6TENZ will be telling people to play deep, take their time, and try and get those picks. So again, it's a good thing to do, though.
Draken again choosing not to buy in the second round, just sticking on the pistol. Goes with the armor purchase, but you can see he could be saving up for an early off. It's going to be Carlos who has to rotate mid and finds at least one. That's EX6TENZ down. Lucker trading it out, and that's going to make it now a 2 versus 2. Spike in the hands of Lucker, moving behind his Sage Cryptics. Cryptics, of course, if you're just joining us, has been one of the stars of Team EX6TENZ, had the best game of all players on the squad last map. Going to try and open things up, and shortly they will be spotted by the camera. It spots it now, and they've got to get this spike down before the action comes in from the back.
Full utility on that Omen could make a difference here. See if Patitech, he's trying to go dry on this, and now definitely has the info on both players. They know there's one on Spike and one in Cubby. Bonker's got the call, and he's going to swing on Cryptix, and now they still know where that final sage is. That information play to get that close from the Omen, and the camera honestly gave it away, and that's a little unfortunate. They just didn't expect the Omen to be that close. So, little bit of a shame there, but great attempt from Existence's team. You could see the correct theory. The idea was so right. If they put up that camera 2 seconds earlier, 3 seconds earlier, probably won it.
So you going hunting for a weapon right now? Bonkers run around the map, and
Yeah,
it looks like the Omen will get it. As we take a look, good call. As we take a look at the Omen, how far off of the ult are we for Patitech? Okay, it's just 1 in 7. Across the board, really, it's just Lucker who is closest to the Resurrect, as Ocelot already has his Phoenix run it back. This is where Ocelot could probably get aggressive early. He was showing us this on Haven. Will he choose to use it later in the round or something to open up, as Patitech will follow him up down long A?
Ooh. B aggression to start with. I love to see this. Push up, use deeper utility on your Cypher, for example. It gives you a little bit more map control to fall away from, gives you the info. Patitech does the same thing, but he gets contact. So now he knows, okay, we've got to be careful in mid and A. That's normally the split, right? Try and take over mid, up through ropes, pressure through heaven. Now, look at this push. They've kept going. They didn't just push to garage. They kept moving, and now everything's been seen. They can do a heavy mid to A lean, and Patitech just needs to buy time. That is his job right now. Buy a bit of time. Get Ocelot over. Get the gang back together.
And pushing through these Omen smokes is always so scary. They could A, be in the smoke, and B, of course, waiting for you on the other side. The patience, it's paying off as Bonker finds Pips, and now just 2 left. And remember, this was a big buy round. Finally, Team Existence able to spend their money, and they will not get a single frag up to this point. Big fight here, and it's going to finally go to Existence, but he's weak. No Sage Shields. Existence will trade out with Patitech, but now with about 11 HP up against 3, just going to try and save for this off potentially.
We'll see. Waiting on contact. If one more frag comes in, there's a chance. I think he might have felt pressure there.
He's done.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, there's not much more you can do. You're pinned in, no info. Plenty of players around. But again, this is the beauty of defensive-sided aggression. Of course, that is the most perfect way it goes, that you can fully flank. Obviously, it doesn't always happen that way, but a really good read to push up through those B garage sort of area. We haven't seen much pressure there early. Normally, if you're obviously a Cypher over there, which a lot of people are, you'll know that it's like playing against a Rage. You get that boombot coming through, destroying everything you put down. You get everyone through the pressure, and here's the lineup for you guys playing along at home. This is for the one way, I think, that goes on top of the door, so you can see the feet and they can't see it. So it's kind of cool to see that, right? It's this kind of like badass thing that Bonker's been doing. And it's just, again, learning the tips and tricks from these guys who know everything about it.
Bonker's got the best camera angles in the game. You saw what he was doing on Haven A site. Now total control of B, sitting at 4-0, untouched. Middle of the map, given up for the moment as the rotation is going down at A, and Spike could be planted any moment. They don't know, but there's just one Omen to B. And here comes the ultimate. Finally, Carlos is going to put it to use. He's got an op in hand and 1 player spotted. He got about 15 seconds on this ultimate, and will get the Brim out ult as well.
Ooh, Ocelot, little ambitious. But sometimes you gotta have some ambition. You gotta fall away from that pretty swiftly as Lucker left to try and hold it together. Patitech a nice deep off angle as well. That could be tricky to clear, especially with the Sage in towards CT. Jet on the rotation through ropes. That's Draken coming in, but subtle enough to not garner the attention. And oh no, oh Draken, no! Why does Draken miss every sitter he's presented? He hits like the craziest, like 360 shots, and then he just whiffs that. And now that's going to have to pull away rotations. They've got to worry about the rest of the map. And look at Pipson. Beautiful position, beautiful shot. Finds Ocelot, and now it's game back on. Quick trade from Eccles, so it's not too much of a problem just yet.
Spike needs to be planted. They've got 6 seconds to work with, and they will wait till the final 8. Spike will go down. Got some solid protection from Lucker, watching elbow. Meanwhile, it's going to be a raise across the way. Amadine versus Patitech, probably the first fight here in the retake.
Cover going out.
The smokes are good. This is a nice little reposition as well. Patitech going to get out for free, so they don't know two players that potentially cross. Keeping that information to themselves, but the double stack on Pillar is going to be tricky to handle, and especially with that position from Amadine, that was great. A little bit of crossfire coming through, as we now see just one man standing, and a bit of a mountain to climb.
Bonker's running out of time now. What was an even fight makes it a 1 versus 2, and Cryptics is going to come out on top. Team Existence, a much-needed round win in round 4. That was an eco round as well, keep in mind. So, big performances with Sheriffs and Deagles. A few missed shots, like you saw Draken up top, could have cost our defenders. But Team Draken are favorites from game 1. They dominated it 13-4, still in control here, but need to win this round. This is how it all got started. They took out Carlos in the back. That applied some pressure, started to spread out. Amadine pushing through the smoke with a Sheriff kill of her own. And then, of course, Cryptics coming up clutch. Team Existence back on the attack. And again, they're leaning on A early.
Maybe they just feel it's the easier side to hit, but I do like the way they've adjusted Raze. That's the big storyline here for me. Yes, this is probably the biggest piece overall, but they're unable to freely rotate everyone over towards A. That's a big pickup for Existence, straight through pure pressure. You're not going to outbrain a player like that, Ocelot. You know? The man can do a lot of things, but he ain't going to outbrain the Existence. Draken, though, aim still, this time making up for the mess that he made before. And again, Existence trying to cut through this defensive side, doing everything possible, but has not cleared Patitech. Now, that spike is in that pair of hands. Couldn't land the shot, and it should be game over and done with, unless Draken clutches this out.
He's already got 2. 3 players left on the attack. Cypher's going to be holding top A ramps. Draken trying to sneak behind from screens. And honestly, no one is looking at this position quite yet. Finally, the Brim rotating over to watch Elbow. Breach ultimate. That's coming out from the attackers. But Draken missing all 5 with his right click. Has to get it done with the operator. Has his teammate in tow. Do they get this retake?
These are the shots that Draken hits, but the time's running out. Time is of the essence, and sadly, too many targets, too many players, and not enough time to play it through. Existence won that round for them then. He outplayed so many individuals then. He literally just walked through them. I hope this is the recap of that. It is. Straight through. None the wiser. Ocelot not prepared for that sort of play. And I guess who blames him? He hasn't done that yet. But now we have ultimates up for Existence's team and Draken's up. Well, let's see those being used. I hate it when they just sit on them.
I think, honestly, they're going to try and just keep pushing through Ocelot. I think that is going to be the plan as this game continues. Will they be able to protect their Phoenix's position? Both players playing low this time around over at the A site, and Spike is over there. Meanwhile, the Rays not finding early action. Amadine is going to go hunting here, as it'll be Bonkar playing in the back. Mid control. They're giving it up early. As Pipson and crew may be able to swing through the A ropes. You can see Draken already on the rotation from defense.
Nice work from Cryptics. Clean approach. And again, that's the checklist, right? You're against a team with a lighter purchase. Just want to keep it clean. No more to it. No big mystery. This is perfect. Hold that default. And now try and get that spike down nice and easy. And Draken, if anything to go by, exact same rotation as last time. So they should be aware of where he normally likes to be. And Existence is. So really well played. 5 standing. Going through it. And that's exactly the little checklist you get given for, you know, working against an ecoed upside. Now, different situation here. Draken's team, they've got the buy. Now, the bar and the momentum has been set that they like A hits, right? It's normally like a 3-2 lean towards A, maybe a 3-1. Now, if they switch up on this purchase, this could easily throw them through a loop. This could easily be like, okay, well, we've got to adjust towards A a bit here. We've got to switch it up, which they've done. Pulled Sage over, put Omen over towards A instead of Phoenix. Now, how do they hold this? Because if they go for something different, which they are, suddenly they're in trouble elsewhere.
It's the instant ult right off of the start of the spawn by Existence. They're going to try and take that aggressive mid control. Omen's going to try and slow it down with some smokes, but already Existence pushing through. He's the top fragger for the team right now at 7-4. Looking for the opening pick on Draken, but Patitech sneaks in with the Omen and gets the first and second on Lucker. Up, down in the middle, and more importantly, so is the spike.
Switching up on the buy like this is such an existence thing, but it doesn't seem to matter because, as I said, pound for pound, they ain't gonna get it done. Cryptic, sadly, location fully duly noted. Pipson in a fight that far too blind to win, and Ocelot got pulled off of A, but he's still able to operate pretty well. Cryptic's flashed, surrounded. There is no escape. There is no way out. Say goodnight.
The Omen, you mentioned it at the start. Remember last time we saw Potty Tech, he was running the Brim. Now it's the Omen out and really the mobility causing problems in the middle of the map. It's had very strong starts over at the A site, and it looks like we're going to continue to see Eccles now switching positions with the Phoenix. That's going to be Carlos now playing B Heaven, as they are both low ground. If we could watch the opening fight, I have a feeling we're going to see Eccles or Potty Tech walk away with another 2K here. As I say it, you see the rotation. They're going back to the mid.
Where's that Brim line up there? I'd like to see that too, if we could. At some point, obviously not now, but I guess it goes somewhere through towards middle, which allows this mid pressure to come through. If that's an early Molotov towards the rope side connector, that'd be beautiful. This has encouraged the defensive side aggression, and there goes the spike. So again, a great idea. It was meant to be a bit of a fake, it looks like, because the spike was over by A, and now the round's pretty much lost. Carlos, phenomenal.
So clean with these curveballs.
Super calm under pressure, goes back in, the double dip with the ultimate, why not? And obviously they're going to fall off this. They don't want any of that. They're just like, let me get out of here, dude. Carlos is too scary to be around. Amadine does well, but you can see how split they are. To recover that spike would be such a huge task for them.
Pipson just went sprinting from Carlos, but re-peaks and is going to get the win on the challenge. Still, 3 players to beat, though. Spike spotted. You got a revive available as well from the defenders. Pipson, he's got an uphill battle to climb. And we got 40 seconds left on the clock. Here's the first fight. Peak is there, but Bonkar comes out clean with another headshot. The Vandal staying true. 5-3. Team Draken on defense has controlled Team Existence better than anyone so far in the tournament. Remember, Existence beat both Angel and Team Taimu on this map handedly.
That's impressive names to take too, right? It's not a small task. So already clearly struggling here. Maybe a bit of a step up from this team. And I like the quick adaptation to this hit towards A. Maybe feeling that Phoenix doesn't have enough stopping power really, or the utility kit to deal with, you know, a 3-4 man hit. So they switched in the Sage, which definitely does. And dry peaks from Patty Tech, free fire on the corner. Definitely seen 2 now. In danger, in trouble, overwhelmed. Insta wall goes up and the res comes out. Puckett slowing down the hit so early.
Eccles is so fast on that revive. They are back up to full force. Now, Draken was able to rotate over with the operator. So keep your eyes on the Jet at the top of A ramp. Also, the Omen working with them, trying to bait them out. Smokes are down, though. This, of course, Existence trying to slow down the action, but they have a 4-man stack ready to make their push, and they're going to make their move through the smoke again. It's going to be Existence leading the way up the ramp where we'll battle Draken, and Draken holds strong.
Yeah, holding it for now. Spike has been recovered, but they haven't got any ground gained elsewhere, and I think that's what they're like looking at now. You've got your breach looking towards middle just in case, but you don't really have step there. And with a push out from Draken, it's not going to work. The spike's been lost, and this round is all but over, it feels. Amadine could maybe try and go clutch here, but not much step towards it, with the spike now going to have a smoke in front of it. Utility put down. And there goes the mid pressure, and there goes the round. Patty Tech with a great little closer on that, but again, the adaptation, the adjustment that has come out from Draken's team is the correct choice. The change up here is very, very smart. Now, I wonder who's calling. I've got to feel like maybe that's an Eccles call. I feel like that's a really good read of how to approach utility. It's a smart switch up. And again, this is credit here. You know, again, Ocelot wasn't playing it badly, but his agent wasn't particularly holding it well enough. So you can see the adjustment. And I do wonder, you know what I mean? Like, Ocelot's on 8 to like 6. Have you ever played like, you know, golf with your boss or something, and you gotta kind of pull it a little bit, you know?
Like, go ahead, buddy.
Like, oh,
it's do 144 damage in them and just leave them be.
Exactly. Oh, you know, GG. But still, it looks like for now it is 6-3 scoreline wise, and the initial trades have come through. They haven't tried this B hit yet, and honestly, coming against Bonka, I wouldn't want to. But for the first time in a while, they've had a win, a clean win at A, which has definitely caught them off guard.
Every round win that has gone in favor of Team Existence has started with Cryptics getting the opening kills at lower A. So that was A nice first pick, but without the spike and without any teammates, will not be able to apply the spike down at the site. Instead, rotating around. Want to call out, though, Carlos, that Phoenix, who is now flanking around the map, checking every corner. Since he's moved over to B Heaven, 4-1, has had to rotate over to the A site after losing their Sage, but still the defense could very much win this round again, and the ult is going to be popped by your Jet.
Oh, the one way. First time you got to see it. It's filthy, and it's going to stop the hit being easily coordinated. And you can see this Jet just needs to... Draken! How do you miss those? And Ocelot has to be the safe pair of hands. Bonker's in danger. He's going to have so many threats on so many fronts. Heaven is lost. There are 2 players there, but limited time. It's going to be, you know, a Cypher v Cypher.
Cryptics, is he clean? No, Ocelot is going to help peek. And what was a 3v3 now? A 1 versus 2 for Amandine. Time against her. No time to plant. So you got to get both of these kills if you're going for the round win. And she is going to decide to keep her gun. That is tough. And it was all the one way. You called it. That Cypher cage is so annoying at the end of the B garage.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm pleased that Ocelot backed off when he did. He didn't overstay his welcome in Heaven. And again, that's something that players are working out now. That, you know, sticking around and fighting that isn't always the worthwhile thing. You know, he fell back, held the cross towards site as best he could from that lower CT entrance. And it kept Bonkar safe, so he could kind of focus on his own push, because they weren't obviously fully aware of where that final player could go. So, very well played. God, I hate being this nice to Ocelot. It just feels wrong. It feels like I'm a dirty sellout, but
he's earning it today.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
We'll give him it on his day. It's not every day for Ocelot, but today has been his day. Taking a look at the map, you can see the early pressure was by Ocelot, and that is going to call the rotation from their Omen. So plenty of reinforcements in the middle, as it looks like Draken wants to get aggressive against Existence down A. It's going to be Cryptics with the first kill, though, on the Omen. It's all up to Ocelot. Gets the first, but Pipson's there to trade. B site under attack, but that spike is still not in their hands yet. Existence going to scoop it up.
We've got some teammate action potentially about to happen then. Eccles around the corner. And Cryptics on the other side. Bonker, how well can he hold this one? I don't think he's got the utility that he had before, or it's been already utilized potentially. Nice timing from Eccles, though. Come through, find Cryptics. Now gets more pressure. No time to get that self-heal going as well as he'd like. 15 HP ain't enough, and Bonker's gone down. Draken played in, so at least there's still one present. But removed from Heaven as Draken gets sent packing. Eccles 70 HP to go into a 1v2. What? Why are you open peeking that? Oh no, the 1v1 needs to speed it up here. Eccles rips it on the ropes. The ropes are the only thing to defeat him.
I hate the ropes so much, and I guarantee you, so does he. What a rough way to finish that round. 7-4 is the score. Remember, this has been the best map for Team Existence all tournament long. They won it against Timehood. They won it against Angel, and both of those times, they were winning their attacks. This time, well, they're in trouble trying to get up to a 5th round. They have 2 ultimates to work with. The showstopper from Amadine could cause chaos in the middle of the map. Carlos has been playing the same position at the start of the last 3 rounds, but it's always the player on A ropes, constantly switching things up, a little bit unpredictable.
All right. First kill goes the way of Bonkar, pushing up towards those B halls.
So much for that rocket.
Garage. Yeah, a little bit of a shame. Mid-pressure. This time, Draken up to the task. Going to switch away quickly. Going to use that dash out from Jet to get those quick, untradeable kills. Well, very hard to trade kills, should I say. Not untradeable. We are seeing a bit of a mid... yeah, I've not been able to manage it, so therefore it will never happen. We got Ocelot up on the wall, so it looks like for now, Draken's squad is a really good at map control. Now, the one thing that worries me is they've completely left B, but have a little look at that camera. Have a little look at that camera. You gotta lean on it, though. And now with that shot coming through, they've got to lean back.
Of course, he's got the cage waiting for him on the other side of the wall. Nice job by Pipson. Checks it, hears it, and eliminates it. Seen it before in his matchmaking games. But now they got to go for the push. Smokes are going to be coming down. That's Existence leading the charge. Cryptics has been their best fragger, and he's going to open things up on Bonkers. So what was a 3v5 is now a 3v3. Carlos, though, with 2 from up top, and that is going to leave just the breach alive. Pipson holding it down. 1 versus 2 now.
What can't he do?
Just like that. Nice peek.
Why is he so good? Ocelot. I've cast you like a couple of weeks ago. You were average. What happened? He put the scarf back on. Is that it? He's put his little scarf on. And now he's like, right, I have become my old self.
The goatee is in full force. He's smiling right now. Wonderfully lit in his bedroom, which is probably a palace somewhere in Spain. Let's jump back into this one. Looking at the numbers, Ocelot, the best in the game. 12-8. Take a picture, send it to your boss. 12-8 Ocelot at the top. You have Draken at 11-7. And this is going to be a big pistol round for Team Existence on the defense. Will they be able to hold?
Joins G2. What is this? Like,
in-game leader? Mixwell, listen to me.
I've got ideas, bud. I've got ideas. What is Bonkar up to, man? This guy's got like sweaty things that just ridiculous. I like it.
Oh, the chat loves seeing it. Ocelot, top fragger. Put it on a t-shirt. Here we go. Bonker all alone. Everyone else is stacked up at B, but Bonker's going to try and make so much noise here to draw their attention at A.
Look how self-sufficient he is at pulling 4 players towards A. Those individual, cages he's just done did everything. Now he can flank. That was so well done, and they were so safe. And another player looking pretty solid here is Draken. Now they are getting pressure from heaven, so it's not completely without question. But you know what? Go and watch Bonkar stream. Please.
Yes.
Please.
Learn from this man.
He's so good.
You don't have to sit back and bait as a Cypher. You can use your utility to draw people out, and Bonkar's doing it perfectly. All right, now they stacked up 4 at B last time. This time around, they're going to stack up at A, but I don't expect them to hit right away. They have the weapon advantage, and they have been incredibly successful every single time they've won a pistol round. So Team Draken, they'll be able to apply pressure wherever they want, but will they know all 5 are waiting for them around this corner?
I mean, and they've set the bar. They've already said, yep, this is what I like to do. But the problem is they're coming up against a stack, and they have no idea about it. Brute forcing it in is not going to work so well if they don't clear out these corners. But nicely played between Draken and Bonker, combining to find 2, make it 3. Ocelot's there. Spike goes down. Look who's on the side. It's Cryptix, but how much can that one pistol do?
It's a shorty too. Not the best weapon to clutch up with. You only get 2 shots with it, and they don't go very far. Draken is going to pick up, I believe, his 3rd of that round. Very active Jet play, and I honestly love seeing Jet coming back into the mix for competitive play. Just gives you a whole new way to attack the A side as she can jump up top and battle in heaven. Saw him apply that pressure on Amandine the Raze and then take total site control. A has been working, at least at the start of the rounds. Cryptix pulling them that direction, and even with all 5 stack, it was Team Draken with the better weapons in round 14. Round 15 underway. Team Draken already 1 map up. They are 3 rounds away from taking this match and moving on to face off against Team Taimu in the semifinals.
I mean, Orb's in chat. He's realized that, Ocelot is going to be the new addition to the G2 active roster, of course. Shocked, stunned, as we all are. We still, again, see that solo play, a big set fake piece, and it's pulled players off the angles. It pulled those 2 players on the site away from the angles. Very nice theory again. Cryptix, too much to handle. Can't control that many players. Beautiful execution here. I mean, Amadine could have spammed that out maybe. They were quite, stacked up there. But this execute is brilliant. It's the power of an individual, and I love to see it. I will watch that all day long.
Puttytex pushed up into the CT. The pressure will be coming from B heaven, as we can see. It is all Existence. Players are spread out, though. Actually has an opportunity. After getting this first one, makes it a 1v1 on site, but he has to act fast because the rotation is coming in from Draken. Draken now directly above him. Existence has not made any noise. Sneaking around the site perfectly. Time against him, though. Gonna find the Sage, but it's Eccles who had the headshot lined up. Finishes the round 11-4. 2 more to go. And Team Existence, as we take a look at the money, where are we sitting here, observers? Yeah, I feel like we're in trouble, Lauren.
Yeah, this could be 12. I feel like it is going to be 12.
They're going for the Marshall buy. All right, so Existence is pulling out the sniper rifle. Cryptix is going to go with the Bucky. Lucker also purchases a Bucky, and Amandine is going to fully buy up for the Bulldog. So they have 1 AR, a Sheriff, a 2nd AR now, and of course the shotgun on Lucker.
can Ocelot win his own MVP award? I don't know. We
I
need
think
to get
so.
communicators in here, get them on the phone, call them up, because you never know, it could be happening. Amadine's now going to have a world of trouble coming their way. Already Draken's going to be there, turn the flash. Draken going to keep going forward. Pipson's trying to win on the other side, buy some time, slow him down. That's a shot and a half. That's going to sting, but 2 HP, not much to play with.
Right there.
Pipson surviving. Just one down from the attackers. And that Bulldog was scooped up by Team Existence. So we've got some weapons to work with, as Existence will find Eccles in the back. Eccles is trying to get sneaky on the flank, and instead, defense shutting it down. Bomb still not planted yet, as the Omen has rotated over to A.
I'm glad to see the spike in the hands of Omen then. I was a little worried that they were stuck towards heaven. I was like, oh no, 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 no. But they're good. They can TP on over. Spike is planted. And let's see what Existence can get out of this one. The 2 players are now going to be smoked out. That's going to be pretty nice.
Knife in the back. Go for the knife. You've got total control. Instead, it's the flash and the headshot. Bunker connects on the first. Second one, and that'll be Cryptics out. So all the pressure in the world on Pipson, trying to defend against the 2 remaining attackers. Omen sitting on that spike is going to be the one tough to get through, and he's not going to get a chance. This is going to be so tough. 12-4, Team Draken. Even in the rounds that start off in favor of the attackers, it's Team Draken holding strong.
If it's 13-4 ending, that's,
it'll be the worst loss for Team Existence of the tournament. And considering this is the map they've won most on, I feel this is a testament to just how overpowered Team Draken has been in this matchup. They crushed on their Haven pick. Here to make it 13-4 again. This is brutal.
Yeah, brutal is the main word. And again, follow that. Keep that in your mind. What Bonk has been doing with this is setting a marker that they can't read when they're A or not. Now, the double stack this time from the defensive team, I like to see it. I asked for it from both sides. I like to see it, where you get a little bit of map control. They went for it, but the problem is, Draken's team is actually holding a bit of a default. So they're holding across the map. Pressure on all sides. No information easily found, or at least for free. Now, the Rays, big weight on their shoulders. This has to be up to pass, gets the spot. The shot's not there. And now you're going to see the pressure come through by the ropes. They're going to be behind enemy lines. This could be a huge issue for those A players.
Yeah, you can see that wall off is causing problems for Amadine. Did not get the info that they're already through. Feels the timing, though, as Existence is going to be the first one on the other side of the smoke. The flash comes out, but he stays strong. Finds Eccles. Carlos still down the ropes, has a chance to heal himself, but currently very weak. As Draken will be found in the middle of the map, actually wins the 1v1 versus Amadine. So that huge kill is going to leave just Existence left alive. And how poetic. The captain, the one who has been the carry throughout the tournament with a chance to keep them in it, but this is going to be such a tough scenario. 26 seconds, Lauren. They're all spread out around the map. It's only a matter of the time. And Draken, why not be the man to finish it? We'll pick up the 3rd of the round, the final in the match, as Team Draken takes this one 2-0.
And I'm going to roll my mind right back to the start there. It was all about that switch up for me. Even when they were doing well, I loved the fact that they realized quickly and efficiently, okay, Ocelot's agent, it's not going to be able to hold that 4-man pressure play coming through towards the spike. So, or the spike site, should I say. So, okay, what can we put on there? Let's chuck a Sage in there. That agent is way better equipped at slowing it down. And that was quickly noticed in MR12. You don't get that buffer time. You don't get to work these things out for a long bit. So quick adjustments and just brilliant play overall. Individually, very strong.
I know Team Draken was a little bit worried. Remember, Bonker comes in as a substitute after we had some connection issues on day 1. We were able to bring in Bonker, and he has really performed on the Cypher today. One of the best we have seen in the tournament up to this point. Keep your eyes on that player. If you had to give an MVP for the match, though, from Team Draken, who would you give it to, Pans?
It's tough. That really is tough.
It's Carlos. We know.
It's Carlos. I can't not do it. I'm being paid in scarves to say that. So he's sending him over right now, and that's all it is.
Excellent stuff. It's been a fun battle up to this point, but now we know Team Existence, you're out. Thanks for playing. We love seeing you through group play, but now we've got to move on. Final 4 teams. We want to get an update. We'll get it from production in just a bit. Remember, it was Team Angel versus Team Zerator. The winner of that will play Team Mixwell on our stream coming up next. And of course, Team Draken, after beating Team Existence, will face off against Team Taimu. Plenty of great games still to come. I believe we're going to a quick break. When we come back, we'll break it all down for you and introduce you to your semifinalist. Break.
Easy. Got the Roman. Still got it. Fire in the hole! Come on, let's go! Stay down. Trick shots. Enemy down. Easy. Got the Roman.
I'm delighted to be joined right now by a man I think I last saw in Shanghai. It is, of course, Mr. Draken, the captain of his own self-named team. Draken, how are you feeling after that win?
Hello, Frankie. I'm doing good. I'm feeling great. Not the other word there.
I think feeling great, that works for me, Draken. You've just had a day off after coming second in Group A. Have you had much time to practice?
So yesterday I wasn't playing at all, I think.
You think? You can't remember if you were playing yesterday?
I didn't for sure play yesterday. I was out in the sun, you know, and celebrating midsummer here in Sweden. It's a beautiful world we live in, Frankie.
Well, we've all seen the film. We know exactly what happens in Midsummer, and I'm not sure if I want to experience it. You were to me down the line that you're going to take things seriously today, but you feel like you should have played better in that last series. What went wrong for you, even though the whole match went right?
I don't know. I think I started off good playing Jet. You know, it's kind of a solo character. The thing is with Jet, I think you have to play a little bit around her character, and so I started very good, but then sometimes, you know, you just go in, try to make plays, and you just go in and die. You force yourself. So I got in that momentum a bit, but yeah, in the end of the game, we managed to do it as a team. It's the score that mattered, really.
Absolutely. I'm interested in what you're saying about Jet making individual plays, because you of course have Carlos. He's clearly a Phoenix main, so you've got 2 duelists in there. Are you concerned that if the 2 of you are playing those duelists going forward, you might lack the kit to help the team as a whole and take that title?
You know, I have a bit of diversity. I have this Legolas, you know, Sova guy sitting on my lap right now. I can always, you know, pull him out, and you know, I have the drone, I have the Wallach arrow, I have a lot of gimmick. So I think we're gonna be good.
I'm interested in that defense on Haven. Very agile, very pushy, loving going for those duels. Do you think that's going to work against other teams now that you've knocked Existence out of the tournament?
I mean, I think Haven is a map where you kind of have to take middle as attacker, because yeah, the sides are so, like, there's 3 sides for the first place, and it's so like tight, like there's very close angles, stuff like that. So I think like mid control on Haven as attacker is very crucial.
And it's defenders as well.
Yeah, I meant defender. Sorry. Like as an attacker, you can pretty much do pretty much whatever you want. Like you have 3 sides, and you can rotate so much back and forth, because the rotation length is not so long.
And moving over to Split, talk to me about the decision to take Carlos away from defending A and moving him to that B tower where he could be more of a rotator player.
Actually, we were just flowing. I think in this game you should even more like. In this game, it's even more than in CS because that you can switch positions because you have even more depth, the versatility. You know, you can. Every agent has their own spells, so if you move them around, you don't only have the other playstyle like you have in CS, but you also have other spells, right? So you're gonna catch the enemy off guard, and that's why we did it. We had a little bit of just go with the flow.
Draken, you're going up against Team Taimu in the semi-finals, and Team Taimu, of course, has your frequent Swedish teammate Pip. What is going to give you the edge in that semi?
We'll see. You know, it depends on how we're feeling and how they're feeling, but I think we have a really strong shot at winning versus those guys. I don't even know exactly who they are. I know Taimu and Pit, like you said, but honestly, nothing more than that. I don't really care. I'm just gonna go in and play, you know.
Okay, well, I look forward to you just going in and playing because that first series was incredibly entertaining. So congratulations on making it to the semi-finals, Draken. You guys watching, we're going to take a short break because if we come back in time, we might be able to catch up with our second quarterfinal between Teams Angel and Zareta.
Alrighty,
And we are back.
We're back. Okay, So we've got another game coming up. We're going to jump into, what is it, the map 3 of this series, right, Puckett? So
Yes.
this seemingly was the closer game, kind of. I don't want to say surprisingly. I think it's pretty fair to say that the existence run to this point kind of made us believe that it could have been a game 3 sort of deal, but after Haven, I think all of us were like, okay, maybe this is a job done.
Small one-sided affair happening in front of us. We thought it might switch up on Split. It didn't. But here in this matchup, I'm excited because we're seeing Angel, a guy that I remember from 2016. He would have so many players rotating in and out of his Counter-Strike rosters, but he was the staple. He was the leader, able to keep everyone together, and they would make these insane runs, causing so many upsets in their minor and major attempts.